my uncle taught me how to roll joints and blunts and shit.
Nah,
you know
that's
what I mean?
dope.
I was like 9. I've been knowing Kanye forever. Just tell me about when you were a kid, and this is what I 2 feet away from Jay, and I was just like waving.
Yeah, like that's crazy.
He thought that was hilarious. Like, I got this radio station on Grand Theft Auto. We gotta make a song for it. And I was like, okay, cool. Cudi wants to use that. I was like, fucking Cudi, who the fuck is this nigga? But yeah, with the Fire in Little Africa, I've actually died 3 times. I was nominated for a Grammy, and like, you get to the point to where you feel so entitled because you talented and you ain't working as hard as the nigga who's whack. And the nigga who's whack passes you up because it's really the work.
Me personally, like this is just me how I feel. Like I said, OG. Yes sir, yes sir. Like I said,
I'm major in this game. Y'all just know my name. OG.
Yo. OG Nino, face to face, come through. We here, and we got a special guest today. We here with
Johnny Polygon. It's good to be here.
Yes sir. Yeah. Appreciate you.
Thank you for having me.
Yes sir. And like I said, appreciate you for being here because a lot of people don't know, if they not familiar with you. You are a Tulsa native.
I am.
Yeah. So you born and raised here?
No, I wasn't born here, but I was raised here. I was born in Cleveland, Ohio, but I moved here when I was 8 years old.
That's dope. So yeah, you pretty much.
I went through puberty here.
Yeah. You from here. You raised here. You
know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you from here. And that's crazy. Like with the whole Cleveland thing, we're gonna get into a little bit about that later. But I just want to, so just being from Cleveland, moving in at 8 years old, how was that coming to Tulsa?
Confusing, because I never heard of Tulsa.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I was like, what? Why?
Yeah.
Are we going there? And I was actually living in Akron, Ohio.
That's where LeBron James is from.
Yes.
Yeah. That's
and
dope.
you know, when you're just a kid, your world is all you know.
Yeah, for sure. Your neighborhood, your environment.
So,
yeah.
I was devastated to move away from my favorite tree.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
To move away from my crazy neighbor. You know, my best friends as a kid. You know. All them niggas dead now.
Man, life move fast, it do, and
wild.
It's
wild.
Crazy because like I can imagine Oklahoma, coming to Tulsa, it's just like, I know it was different, and I mean, as far as like it's still a Midwest city type of thing.
I mean, in hindsight, it's no different.
Yeah, that's what I was.
like
but
Oklahoma, Ohio,
just
old states.
Facts.
You know what I mean?
So that's why I'm like, I know it wasn't just like moving from the country to the city, but it was more like still just now, who do I know here now?
Exactly.
So it was just like.
Had to start all over at 8 years old.
Yeah. So with that, it's just like when would you say you fell in love with music?
Well, I was raised around music. You know, my grandma was a madam, or a pimp.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Which I recently, in the last like 10, 15 years discovered that women pimps are madams.
Yeah, that's what they call. Yeah.
You know what
that's
I'm saying?
The definition
I didn't really
of the term.
piece together that that's what my grandma was about until my 20s or whatever. I was like, oh, that's why all those people were coming through. You know what I mean? She would rent out her rooms specifically to like gay and lesbian couples so they can come and do
their thing. Yeah, for sure.
And that was also when I was exposed to drugs and alcohol, and just sex, drugs, and rock and roll in the life that I have been living.
But
since then, you know what I mean?
For sure.
I got an early start.
For sure. And so I was gonna say with that, it was more so like, so I can imagine her lifestyle was fast, more like So I'm pretty sure, and even just with that, you've seen a lot of different people and
all sorts of different people being their secret selves.
I know what you mean. So you
like their true self.
You hear like what they really into if they listen to music or what they really talk about, and
And she was serious about her records. Don't touch her motherfucking records. You know what I mean? She said, don't go down in the basement. Don't open the trash can down there. And so I went down in the basement and I opened the trash can. You know what I mean? And I was like, I come to find out that that's weed and cocaine.
Ooh.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. So now it's another world that opened up.
Right. But I was exposed to it real young. You know what I mean? So I was always exposed to the alternative lifestyle.
Yeah.
Coloring outside the lines, so to speak.
Yeah.
So that's just what I was. That's
just what you
that's
knew.
what I am.
Yeah, that's what you knew. Yeah, it
You know
makes
what I
sense.
mean?
It makes
And
sense.
My dad was a hustler, so as far as like getting a real job and following the societal
Standards are
blueprint,
yeah.
that was never it for me.
Yeah, you never saw that. Yeah, especially I can imagine like if my grandma was, I kind of saw fast money in a way. Yeah, for sure.
You know the grandma on I forgot her name. She's an actress, but she's in all like the hood movies, like Don't Be a Menace to Society.
I know it's like the one like punk motherfucker. You talking about her? Yeah,
that's my grandma. That's who
how she was.
That's
Yeah,
how
I know what
she
you
was.
mean.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I learned how to cuss from
yeah,
her.
she smoking, doing that type of
all
shit.
that
Yeah, I know what
all
you
that
mean.
shit. My uncle taught me how to roll joints and blunts and shit.
Nah,
you know
that's
what I mean?
dope.
I was
That's
like 9.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's what I'm saying. So it's authentic because getting into like your music and everything, like like I said, I come from the Tumblr, that era, just what I'm saying, Asher Roth, Kid Cudi, just that era. And these were some of the people, these are some of the people that were like, like blowing up at the time. And Kid Cudi's my favorite artist of all time, personally.
Nice.
You know what I'm saying? And that's why I was like, I know when I seen that you had the song with Cudi, I was like, okay, seeing you from Ohio, did you know Cudi before like he went to New York?
No. So I got my first deal was in 2007, right? So, well, back up. So I moved out to LA in 2004.
Okay, I was about to say, I was going to want to get into like, the deals and stuff, but go ahead.
The origin story.
Yeah, for sure.
So, I had $297 and 1,000 copies of my album, right? And my dad, rest in peace, but he drove me out there, and I had gotten all of these Adderalls like the day before we left. I just popped all of them. And so I drove the whole time.
Ooh, so you
know what
up,
I mean?
yeah,
I was
alert,
up.
yeah.
I was just like, so tell me about when you were a kid, and this is what I think about it. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I was
you
going a million miles per hour. You know what I mean? I had to pull over and throw up all the pills and all this sort of shit.
Ooh.
And my dad was like, "Well, I never heard you talk so much." I was like, "I'm just excited."
Yeah, because he didn't know. Yeah,
right?
That's crazy.
So, so I moved out to LA with like no plan whatsoever. I just knew that I couldn't do what I wanted to do in Tulsa at the time. Times had changed. This is before social media.
Yeah, it wasn't a lot of this. Yeah.
You know what I mean? And as far as rap goes, there wasn't. I mean, there were other rappers, but the ceiling was much lower.
Way wasn't a blueprint, nothing.
And I was just like, I want to do this.
Yeah.
So my dad was like, well, you can't do it here. Where you want to go? And I was like, LA, let's leave tomorrow. He's like, okay, cool. So I'm out in LA, and I saw some guys on Hollywood Boulevard just like with their CD players and some headphones, and they were just harassing tourists.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, I can do that. I got 1,000 copies.
Yeah, I'm trying to get something off. Yeah.
So I would, I got a CD player, got some headphones. The tourists would walk by. I'd hand them the CD. They'd be like, oh, thank you. And I'd be like, oh, no, it's not free. And I'd put the headphones on them. And, basically get them to give me, $5-10 to leave them alone. You know what I mean? And I'd send them with the CD too.
Yeah, that's good marketing.
I would probably, I'd probably holler at 100 people in an hour, put the headphones on 30 to 40 of them, 25 to 30 of them would say, yeah, it's cool.
Yeah, but they not trying to.
They ain't trying to. They just hand the shit back. And then, every once in a while, 1-2 people an hour would buy it. And I figure, okay, well, I'm selling it for $5-10. So that's, that's $10 to $20 an hour.
That's kind of a little job. Some people working.
Tax-free, that's a job. So I did that for years.
Years.
Never got like a real gig out there. But this dude was like, I started playing shows and shit, and this dude was like, yo, I want to manage you, and I was like, oh yeah, and he's like, yeah, and I'm like, all right, prove it.
Yeah.
And he's like, all right, let's shoot a music video. So we shot a music video, and he was like, He spent like $5,000 on it.
Yeah.
Of his own money.
Yeah,
I told him I would throw down.
Yeah, but you didn't have it like that.
Come on, man.
Yeah, for sure. Like, come on, man. I'm a struggling artist out here.
I'm a struggling artist, man. This is your risk.
Yeah, for sure. You want to manage me.
And sorry about that, Nathan.
Nah, yeah. You good, you know what I'm saying? Nah, but Nathan, that's, this history.
That's
you know
my
what I'm saying? Yeah.
That's my guy for real.
It's history.
So we shoot the video, and it was in this...
Hey, yo, what's going down? It's your boy King Spence, and I just wanted to let you know that if you like the content that you've been seeing and you want to become a part of it or you want to start your own podcast, call me. I want to help you. My number is 918-951-8236. Call me right now. All right, see you later.
It was at like this cult center, I don't want to call it a cult, this religion called Baha'i.
Yeah.
Y'all know y'all cult. But so it's like a month or two later. And I don't even know if YouTube was out. Yeah, YouTube was out.
Yeah, like 07, I think YouTube dropped or something like that.
No, okay, YouTube wasn't out.
Yeah, I was about to say, 'cause I think YouTube dropped like 07 or something like that.
Oh, no, it was probably out by then because we had to have a place to
put the video somewhere.
Whatever. But he's like, yo, I want to enter it in this online competition for a deal with Epic Records. And I was like, man, get the fuck out of here with that bullshit.
Yeah,
like,
that sounds like
American Idol was out at the time. I hated American Idol. Like, I was like pure artist. Like, I was fuck these labels. And
rebel against the society. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, for sure. And he kept bothering me about it. And eventually I just got sick of him asking me. And I was like, all right, man, just put it on the fucking...
let's do it. Yeah.
Right? And So the video goes up, and one of the judges from that competition was a guy named DJ Green Lantern. And you know Green Lantern?
Historic, I already know.
One of the greatest DJs of all time.
Trust me, I know. I come from that Tumblr. Trust me, Green Lantern.
For those who don't know,
for sure.
He was Jay-Z's DJ,
Eminem's
DJ,
like
50s.
Up there. I'm not comparing him to DJ Drama and them, but he has that.
Right.
Yeah, he has the status. He got his historical. Things he's done. He's not just any regular DJ, especially at this time.
Right. So he saw the video, and at the time, I was dating this actress and dating this other girl too. I was like doing that whole
you're living that life. Living
that life
for sure.
And I was at one of their houses, and Nathan comes through, and he just bursts through the door, and it's like here, hands me the phone. I'm like, hello, and he's like, yo, what's up? This is DJ Green Lantern. I was like, get the fuck out of here. And he was like, no, I love your music.
Yeah.
What do you say you drop out of this whack-ass competition and come to New York and we'll make music together? I was like, hell yeah. And I'm like, I'm fancy homeless at the time. I'm just going back
I know what you
girls'
mean.
houses, you know what I mean?
I'm living that life.
That kind of determined what relationship I was in. You know what I mean? Like, do you have a crib? Do you have a car? Can I use both of those things? I love you. We're together.
It's facts. Facts. I know what you mean. That's that lifestyle. That's that rebel lifestyle, man.
It's a pathetic lifestyle.
We got to get it together at some point.
Not proud of it.
Yeah. At some point, you got to get it together. But make it work for you.
So about 6 months go by. He's sending me beats. Every time he sends me a beat, I record to it, send it back to him. Do you know what I mean? And I'm like, yo, could you play this for Jay-Z? Could you do this? Actually, the first time I actually met Green, he was in Vegas, which is a short drive from LA, with Jay and Linkin Park. They were like
that encore shit.
Not the encore. It was like the mashup thing.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, I know what you mean. I
forgot what it was called.
It wasn't like, I know exactly what you mean. though. It wasn't the actual song, but it was like the thing that initiated that. I get what you mean.
And so I actually met Jay before I even met Green, because he had me meet him at a club, and I was just like, whoa, shit. I remember I was like 2 feet away from Jay, and I was just like waving.
Like that's crazy.
He thought that was hilarious. He's like, you know what I mean? And
that's crazy.
So then one day, after I meet him, he's like, yo, where are you living right now? And I was like, oh, I'm kind of in between residences. You know what I mean? And he was like, man, fuck that. Why don't you come to New York and, I got a couch. You know what I mean? And I was just like, oh, okay.
Yeah, this Green Lantern, man. Like, man.
So he picked me up from the airport, and the very first ride I took with him, we're driving around New York, and there's outdoor basketball courts with New York niggas playing. It was like a movie
type shit. Yeah,
you know
I know what you mean.
Yeah,
That's
like
a different life. Yeah,
fucking paid in full.
Yeah,
shit.
that's hard. That's a different
And
life.
he's like, yo, I got this radio station on Grand Theft Auto. We gotta make a song for it. And I was like, okay, cool. That was the very first thing that we did.
That's
I
dope.
hopped in the car and we went straight to the studio. I recorded this song for Grand Theft Auto. And I was like, that was my first, we called them looks back then.
Yeah, like
that was
introduction.
my first good look.
I know what you mean for
I
sure.
was like, oh shit, because literally, a couple days before, I'm playing Grand Theft Auto.
Yeah. So
You know what I mean?
was this like for the 3 or for San Andreas?
This was 4, Grand Theft Auto 4.
Okay.
And, actually what's dope about that is they gave me the option of how I wanted to get paid. And so I said, every time it reaches a certain amount of money, just like cut me a check.
Okay.
Right? And it was like, I was like, every time it reaches $5,000, cut me a check.
Yeah, for sure.
Right? So I would get, the company that put out Grand Theft Auto is Rockstar.
Yeah, Rockstar Games, yeah, for sure.
So I would get these Rockstar checks.
That's dope.
Like whenever I would get a check in the mail,
that's dope.
and it said Rockstar, I knew exactly how much money it was for. And the checks didn't start coming until I would say like 3 months after the game came out.
Yeah, 4. Yeah, I remember
that
4.
first year, nigga, it was like I would get home off the road, there'd be like 4 or 5 checks.
Ooh.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just like Rockstar.
That's
I was
dope.
like, oh,
that's fucking
shit.
dope, bro. I'm so like,
woo!
That's dope.
And then this is supposed to be how I met Cudi, right?
Yeah. Go speak what you want to speak on.
So then Green just like kept me around, because I lived with him.
Yeah.
So
I had a
he
good relationship.
I remember him and 50 Cent had beef at the time.
Yeah.
One day he came in, he's like, yo, I'm about to go meet up with 50.
Yeah.
I don't know what it's gonna be like, but come on, let's go. I was like, nigga, hell no.
Yeah, nigga, this 50 Cent at this time.
No,
Yeah,
I ain't trying to. Not 50 at this time.
Yeah, he beefing with multiple motherfuckers. Yeah,
I ain't no street nigga.
Yeah, I know what you mean. So yeah, I ain't trying to be in the crossfire of this shit.
I ain't trying to be.
And 50 then was beating DJs and shit up. Like, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, it wasn't no fuck that.
But so, a good friend of mine at the time was she went by Amanda Diva at the time, but now she's Amanda Seals, and she's like, do you know Amanda?
Is she the MTV VJ type girl
She's
or whatever?
a VJ girl. Recently, she was on Insecure.
Yeah, I know exactly who she is. Yeah, I'm like I said, that MTV era. Yeah, I know exactly who Amanda is.
So
Did she do comedy at some point?
Yeah, comedy.
Yeah,
she was like my best friend at the time, and one day she was in the studio. And was like, yo, come to the studio. And I was like, okay, cool. And I got there, and she's like, hey, maybe we'll meet up another time.
Yeah.
There's a guy here named Kid Cudi, and he doesn't want anybody here. And I was like, man, who the fuck is Kid Cudi?
Yeah.
Fuck this nigga. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck? This is my best friend.
Yeah,
okay, I'll just go do something else then.
Now I can't do shit because he here. Who the fuck is this? Yeah.
So then that was the first time I heard of him, right? Then I've been working with a producer named Emil. And
that was like Plain Pat Emil. They was like heavily influencing Cudi's career at the beginning.
Yeah. So I had a beat from Emil, and I was like, oh man, I want to throw this on my album. And he's like, oh nah. Cudi wants to use that. And I was like, fucking Cudi, who the fuck is this nigga?
Yeah, who the fuck is this?
Like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
So then South by Southwest comes along, and I'm with Emil, I'm with Pat, and Plain Pat, he never really liked me.
Yeah.
But we get this like party bus that's like just ours, but it was Cudi's. And then we like finally meet.
Yeah, like I'm actually with him.
Like
now
we're like meeting.
Yeah.
I didn't bring up none of that shit.
Yeah, of course.
It's
just the fact. Like, I'm hearing his name before I actually meet him. So yeah.
So we just instantly just got along. We're cracking each other up like all night. And he had a show at like 4 a.m. You know what I mean? At South by and all this shit, and it was the Good Music Showcase.
Yeah, because was the first album was out at this time, right?
I don't even know if his album was out. I know Day and Night was out.
Yeah, okay, because the first album dropped in 2009, so...
No, so this is before, this is like
2008. This is
must
probably
be
a kid named Cudi then. This is the mixtape.
Yeah, his mixtape was out.
This is the mixtape era,
but he's still just...
Yeah, he was still bigger than, he was taking off at this point.
I mean?
Yeah.
And...
I don't really hear nothing about no other side but the hills. Like, Phil hold the West down, the West to West, that's cool. Quan hold the East down, that's smooth.
For sure.
And then whoever's out north is damn near.
Tulsa right now, with all the artists that's out, would you say you top 5 for real?
I remember for some reason I had a package of ramen noodle seasoning in my pocket. And I was like emptying out my pockets. And I was like, yo, does anybody got any noodles to match this? And this nigga was like, yo, I think we just became best friends. And I was just like, yeah, nigga.
Yeah.
And so after that, I sent him a copy of my song called the Riot Song. And like immediately he was like, yo, you gotta let me rap on this.
Yeah.
And I was like, nah. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then that's when I found out that like this nigga was like a big deal. You know what I mean? Because he was just, we were in similar circles.
Yeah,
so he was just like another nigga, just like you and
I know what you mean. Exactly, because like I said, Day and Night was on a kid named Cudi, so that was probably like the first real just record that started doing shit. Yeah.
So I think by the time I sent the Riot Song over, I think his album had come out.
Yeah, it did. It did.
Because everybody... When I said no, everybody hit me up.
Yeah, it was like, you tripping. Yeah,
crazy?
You insane.
This nigga, he charging like $100,000 for a verse. And and I was like, eventually I caved. And I was just like, all right, cool. Then I'll just let him rap on it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Took this nigga like 6 months to send me the shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so that's how him and I
initially that's
initially
dope.
got to know each other.
That's dope.
You know, we became... we became, I don't know how to describe our relationship. It's,
like you wouldn't say like frenemies or nothing like that, would you?
Oh, no, I wouldn't say, no, that's my boy. That's,
I'm just,
homie,
I'm just trying to just,
definitely
fill the
like,
blank.
He is a humbling dude to be friends with.
Yeah, for sure.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
because it's like no matter what I did.
Yeah, he still like fuck with you.
He's still doing some crazy shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I was living a very comparative, like I was comparing myself to everybody I was around at the time because I was around all of these crazy people, like these insane, iconic artists.
No, facts.
Which I don't hang my identity on none of them niggas.
Yeah.
But it's a humbling thing because it's like no matter what I accomplish, I still see how much more there is to do.
Yeah, facts.
Just because of the niggas I know.
Yeah, that you've been around, like, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, but yeah, he's been a huge support. You know, took me on the road a few times. Those are definitely my most impactful, as far as shows go.
Yeah.
By far the most impactful shows I've ever played.
Yeah.
I still get people like, oh, I saw you in
2010
shit.
Yeah.
In LA, or I saw you
crazy.
here, I saw you there, and da-da-da-da-da. And they stayed on, streaming my shit.
Yeah,
so,
for years, you gained a fan base through that.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
And, I've been blessed with just being around, just kind of being in the room at the right time.
Yeah.
With just
the right people, Like I know for a fact it was. I remember it was a video you had, and it was a show. You was probably a show that you performed at some point, but it was Kid Cudi. You was recording a Kid Cudi show, and I remember the moment because, like I said, I'm a Cudi fan, and niggas talking this shit, and when niggas come out here, boom, 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 boom.
Right.
It was like he brought Ye out, I think.
Yeah. So that time, that show was fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
Because that was right after. The Kanye Taylor Swift thing.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah,
right?
So it was like controversy.
I've been knowing Kanye forever, just kind of through him and through like mutual friends.
Yeah,
and shit.
yeah.
But so Kanye, like he had like disappeared, and when I saw the Taylor Swift thing, the whole world was shocked.
Yeah, we was crazy. Yeah,
I was like, that nigga just being him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That ain't nothing new.
So everywhere I went, everyone was like, fuck Kanye, do this nigga, da-da-da.
Yeah,
How dare him do that to that precious little ivory jewel. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
yeah,
Like,
they was fucking sick about it.
Yeah, they were But then when he walk in the room,
exactly,
niggas like, oh my God,
exactly.
Kanye West, holy shit.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
So, yeah.
So I was just like, I learned from that situation that like, it don't matter what the fuck niggas saying about you.
Yeah.
Once you walk in the room, it's a completely different thing. And I can tell you that personally.
Yeah,
myself.
I can tell you that personally. Yeah, I know
Nigga.
what you mean. So that's impactful. Like, cause yeah, like I said, I remember you being there recording, and I remember that moment because I'm a Cudi Kanye fan. So it's just like you being around that energy, you being around those people. It's just, you know, why I wanted to get into it, because, you know, if anybody not familiar with you, you're not just somebody who haven't done anything. You get what I'm saying? Like, you've been out here, you've been in these crowds, you were like a figure out here.
Yeah, that's you know, it's a part of my story. Like that's where I learned the game from. Like I learned the game from Green, Cudi, Nas. Yeah. Like these are the niggas that really took me in and were like, don't do that, do this. Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah. And you know, one other thing about that show is I was dealing with how to be a fan and be a peer at the same time. You know what I mean? Because it's like it's motherfucking Kanye West. You know what I mean? It's
this
Nas.
This is crazy.
I've seen the most thuggish niggas fan out over these dudes, man.
Facts.
You know what I mean?
But these are just goats.
These are just the niggas I showed up with.
I've been around these people for real. Yeah.
So I had a girl, my girlfriend at the time, who was also managing me. We're backstage at that show. That was in LA. And I'm like, okay, let me introduce you to Cudi, blah, blah, blah. Because Cudi's like I don't want to call him a weird dude, but he kind of to himself. He's a socially. Yeah, he's a loner. He's an introverted. Yeah, for sure. Dude, you gotta know first. You seem like you gotta know. But then he goofy as hell. For sure. Cudi's one of the goofiest dudes ever. For sure. But so I'm like, okay, you're my girl, so that's cool. I'll take you to go. I'll take you to go meet him. See that's your girl. You know what I mean? So I walk in his dressing room, and Kanye is like in the mirror, like putting on this big ass fucking chain. That was the owl chain Pharaoh shit. I think it was on me. So he looks over and he's like, "Oh, what's up, Johnny?" I'm like, "Oh, what's up, Ye?" And I'm like, damn, I can't believe he even remembered me. That's crazy. I was hyped that he said something to me in front of my girl. I was like, like this it's fucking Kanye West. Understand this shit. Motherfuckers know me. Your thing, you know what I mean? He was with Amber Rose at the time. This was the like My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy Kanye. Like, no, so that was My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy. That album is it's one of my favorite Kanye albums. That's one of the greatest. I remember waiting on the call to go to Hawaii because they were working on that in Hawaii. And I thought that I was going to be able to help. That would have been crazy. You know what I mean? Nigga, I was looking at my phone just waiting. Like, they going to call me any second to go to Hawaii. Any motherfucking second. Yeah, because Cudi was over there and stuff, right? Everybody I knew was over there. I'd be in New York. Meal, plane, pad, all of them. Yeah, that's crazy. I'd be calling people. They go like, oh, we in Hawaii, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, yo, I'm trying to come there. All right, let me call you back. Da, 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 da. You know what I mean? So, but that was, I learned a lot from just like the good music. That era, than people. You know what I mean? Yeah. And there's still people I'm cool with. Yeah, to this day, yeah. Nah, that's dope, bro. Like I said, not to just dive too much into just that, you know, but like I said, because I'm a fan of Cudi, I'm a fan of Kanye. And just you being around them and you just kind of, you know, you see what type of, you know, environment and you being from in Tulsa based, you know, it's just like dope that, you know, people don't know we have had people that have been around these people that have had these opportunities. I think that was, you know, a kind of funny thing about that is that was just before social media. Well, you know what I mean? So I come from the place to where like only groupies ask for photos. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, it was a different time. Like you demote yourself asking for a photo. There's only been a few people I've asked for a photo around. I'm gonna get two. That was Rob Dyrdek. Yeah. That's the Robin Big. And Robin Big and Diddy. Yeah, Diddy, like Diddy, yeah, for sure. He gave it to me in the most. He was like, Man, come on, man.
Yeah, Diddy, yeah, it's Diddy,
Get the
yeah,
fuck
yeah.
outta
I mean, yeah, everybody gonna, yeah.
Like, take that.
Yeah, Diddy, yeah, it's Diddy. You know how he get, I guess, you know.
Yeah.
But nah, that's dope, bro, because yeah, you've been around, and
Right.
like I said, you being based in Tulsa, and you know, like you said, this is before the internet. Like this is, you would almost have to be up on.
Yeah.
Like you had a room, was it like it's rumors that you had an offer? And Honcho, I appreciate you.
Hold on, and not on no cocky shit either. And not on no cocky shit. This is all facts.
It's Sure Cat Man. I'm coming through Tulsa. I just got monetized on YouTube.
This is, you would almost have to be up on stuff to know, like Tumblr. Like I said, I'm come from that era, Tumblr, and when they first started doing double XL freshmen and shit like that, you know.
Right.
So I always would see your name, and then I would, oh, he's from Tulsa. Oh, he's based in, yeah. So it was always dope to me. And like I said, with that, I just want to get more into like Tulsa itself. Like, so with Tulsa now, we in 2023.
Right.
You know, music is different. It's social media now. Everything is, you know, just completely different than it was 10 years ago. You know what I'm saying? 12, 14 years ago. So in Tulsa now, it's a lot of artists that, you know, they have a wave and they have stuff and they do numbers online. They do a lot of stuff. And, you know, with Tulsa, the only thing that we always get credit for or get brought up for is the race riots and, you know, the massacres and all that. And, you know, in 2020, it was the 100th, you know, anniversary of all of that shit. And Fire in Little Africa was a movement here in Tulsa. And they had an album, and it was based off all this Motown, all of this stuff. And with you being, like, who you are, and I would think, like, was you contacted? Was you involved? Like, was you contacted to be involved with this project?
I wouldn't say that. I was kind of consulted behind the scenes about it. You know, I've always been a lone wolf.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
You know what I mean? I feel like that was something that they were wanting to do, like, on their own. You know what I mean? And I had mad love for that shit. Where it went a different direction with me was just on some personal some personal shit. Then I thought that it would be fun to battle.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I was like, we're rappers.
Yeah, we so was it like any particular artist, or like, because Steph Simon seemed like the forefronter of that. He was the whole, I almost thought he created it. I didn't know if he was, so I'm thinking like, and he was up here, we had him, and I asked him, because a lot of people felt like it was selective with that. Like, people felt like other people maybe should have been selected, you know, but he said it was more so like the people that he just had relationships personally with and that he would rather have and get opportunities to instead of, you know, certain artists. And I'm like, I feel like y'all two at some point would like collide as far as like just y'all personalities and y'all type of music y'all make. Like, not on no like beef shit, just more so, you know, like do something or be involved in something.
We definitely have. We have before. You know, I took him on tour with me.
Yeah.
And, you know, I have a lot of respect for any artist I've ever heard of.
Yeah.
Because
the artistry
being
period.
heard of is 99% of the fucking battle.
Yeah, facts.
You know what I mean?
Facts.
So if I've heard your name, there's a level of automatic respect.
Yeah. So you doing something right.
associated with that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? With that being said, it's like I have an issue with, or at least at the time, because you know I went at him. I have an issue with just, I like the taste of blood.
Yeah. Hey, if it's like that, it's like that. Yeah.
And that used to be, you know, it's a fun thing for me, battling, talking shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's part of the culture.
It's part of the culture, at least what I thought.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But yeah, with the Fire in Little Africa, it's like there were so many artists on that I've had, you know, run-ins with or just pass through.
Yeah.
That it's something that I feel like came and went, and people did the best that they could. With it, but I also think it was a learning experience for all parties involved. That this shit ain't easy.
Yeah, nah.
You can have the biggest budget in the world, but if you don't have the traction or the foundation, then things just come and go.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Even like I'll put out a song, it'll be the day I put out a song, people are like, oh yeah, I can't wait for the next thing.
Yeah.
I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah, like I just put this out 30 minutes ago. Like, what the fuck? Yeah.
I just dropped this. What you mean the next thing?
Yeah.
This is the next thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So,
yeah, that's crazy because, I was, not to cut you off, but it was, because I didn't know anything about, like, the going at them, the battling or anything like this, but more so with that, it's just like, so was it where, like, it was, you felt like it was really like a beef, or it was just more so like you just like, okay, well, something, I got slighted, so let me,
It wasn't even that I got slighted. It was, okay, so here's the story behind it.
Okay.
Steph had called me and asked me if I could get him a jet for a video. I was like, yeah, I can get you a jet.
Yeah, it ain't
you know
nothing.
what I mean? So quick backstory about that is I was on tour and my bus broke down in this place called Clarksdale, Mississippi. And I happened to know the mayor of this town. And he put me up until I could get a mechanic in to look at my bus. So the place he put me up was this blues club, had these lofts on top, and him and Morgan Freeman, the actor, owned this
club or whatever. Yeah, that's dope.
Right? And so he's telling me every day, like, yeah, me and Morgan, we got planes.
Yeah.
And like, as soon as Morgan's in town, I'm gonna take you up.
Yeah.
Blah, blah, blah. So I'm calling the mayor every day.
Yeah.
I'm waiting on this mechanic for 6 weeks, by the way.
That's crazy.
In Clarksdale, Mississippi.
Yeah, I'm about to say, because your bus, this is a bus, yeah.
It was hell. It was hell. So I'm calling the mayor every day. I'm just like, yo, when we going? Is Morgan Freeman here yet? Where's Morgan? Can we go fly?
Yeah,
like, where
we
is
trying
he?
to leave.
Yeah, I'm trying to do that. You know what I mean?
That's
He's like,
crazy.
Johnny, I'm busy running a shitty town,
Yeah.
And so one day he's like, yo, Morgan's here. Let's go. I'm like, all right. Bet.
Yeah.
So we go. We're flying, right? It's me, my girl, Morgan, and the mayor, and I want to say there was one more person. But anyway, so something went weird with the plane, and he had to make like an emergency landing.
Yeah.
Right? It was like nothing dangerous.
It just we
made
not
a
trying
landing,
to risk it, yeah.
Blah, blah, blah. So very next day, everywhere on TMZ, it's like Morgan Freeman crash lands in Mississippi.
Damn, like what the fuck?
Shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, whatever. Anyway, so fast forward.
That's crazy.
So fast forward, Steph hit me and was like, yo, you know where I could get a jet? I was like, yeah, I know where you can get a jet.
Yeah.
So I call up this mayor, and he's like, yeah, come through anything. Yeah, anything you want. No.
I
was
got
like,
you,
yeah,
yeah.
it's for some rappers from my town. He's like, oh, no.
Damn, that's not like, yeah, that's
I was
crazy.
like, no, please.
Damn.
This my man's,
Yeah.
blah, 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 blah. And he's like, well, I got to check with Morgan, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, yo,
Damn.
man, I already told him that I could make it happen. Like, do me a favor.
Yeah, look out for me.
You know what I mean? So anyway, I secure the jet,
Yeah.
right? Then I never hear back I'm like, yo, Steph, I got the jet, and I never hear back. You know what I mean? And I was like, man, I went through all this shit
Yeah.
to get you this jet. And so that's where the shit came from.
Yeah, damn.
Some petty jet
Yeah,
shit.
yeah. That's what I'm like, yeah, because I'm like, I didn't know nothing about none of this. I'm just thinking
Yeah,
like,
that's because I had been pretty inactive. I was this is a dark period in my life. Like the last, I would say 10 years has been all just like sex, drugs,
yeah,
rock and roll,
yeah,
all that shit, just wild, living wild.
Because you still on tour and shit
You know
now,
what I mean?
yeah,
I was doing like crazy shit. I was doing crazy shit.
That's
so
crazy.
That helped fuel the madness in my mind.
Yeah.
To where it wasn't even like, oh, I'm just gonna go at him. I was like, I'm gonna go at everybody.
Yeah. So that's crazy.
You know what I mean? Because I was just like, it's not fair to just go at him. I need to go at everybody.
The collective as a
You know
whole.
what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I don't fuck with fair fights.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I was just like, okay, me versus they say selective. All 50 of the niggas you selected, like I'm gonna go against all y'all niggas.
Damn.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's crazy.
I thought that it was an opportunity, truthfully between you and me.
Yeah.
Thought it was an opportunity because even if they lose to me, it'll benefit everybody musically.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's just not how it was.
That's
received.
not how it happened,
like,
yeah.
Niggas was trying to do everything except rap.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah,
Niggas
that's
was
crazy.
like, yo, we gonna see you.
Damn.
I was getting these DMs talking about, I'm gonna catch you out. I'm like, no, you not. I don't go nowhere.
Yeah, what the fuck? Yeah. So that's why I'm like, that's crazy because you wouldn't expect that in Tulsa from that particular crowd because they would consider people on that album more of the like boom bap kind of like conscious
That's why
rap.
I did it in a rap.
Yeah, that's what. Yeah, you seem like you was trying to. Yeah, you
I
was
didn't
just
have anything against any of them personally.
Yeah.
And I still don't. I see most of them niggas been at the crib.
That's crazy.
This goes back to the Kanye thing about niggas be talking, then when you walk in the room,
it's
like,
different.
oh man, Johnny the GOAT.
That's crazy.
You know what I mean?
That's
so
crazy.
it's like it's a professional wrestling aspect.
Yeah. Nah, I know what you mean with that.
So I don't have beef with nobody except for my damn self.
Yeah.
I'm battling my own shit.
Yeah.
That I had to get my mind right, So in May of this year, I checked myself into rehab just because shit just got out of control,
Yeah.
bro. You know what I mean?
Yeah, mental health is real.
Shit, physical health, you know what I mean?
Yeah, facts.
Physical, mental health. I got diagnosed with heart failure.
Ooh.
In 2018, congestive heart failure, right? Found out that I have 22% of my heart, right? And had nothing to do with drugs and alcohol. It was just what my dad passed on to me before he died, as well as like a little bit of debt, And that's when my drinking and using just went
skyrocketed
through the roof. And I never understood that till I got sober. And I learned that this thing is cunning, baffling, and powerful.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's truly a disease of the mind.
Nah, facts.
You know what I mean?
Facts.
Like I'm 100% an addict and an alcoholic, and I'm all of those things. I just don't drink or use drugs anymore.
Yeah, nah, I get what you mean. Nah, I exactly
and there's like
what you
a
mean.
piece that I have in that's like the one thing in my life I'm not confused about. It's like I'm an alcoholic.
Yeah. It give you that clarity. I know what you mean.
Yeah.
Like, you like it's honest. It's just, I know what it is, so I can control it. You know?
Right.
Facts.
And I went to this, quote unquote celebrity rehab, which is what I need. So I was nominated for a Grammy in like 2008, maybe 2009.
What song was this for?
This was me and Nas.
Okay.
Right. And I didn't even know it
That's
until
crazy.
20.
And this is
21.
Nas. Like, we talking about Nas, yeah.
Yeah. So I didn't know until 2021 because I had just been living so crazy.
Yeah, you've been just going.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There was a time where, I tell my girl, all right, I'll be back. And so I went to Dubai with Nas once, right? And this nigga got paid $100,000 to stay extra days.
Damn.
So I stayed some extra days.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I would
for sure.
go and I tell my girl, all right, I'll be back at the end of the weekend, then not come back like
till some
like
weeks
4
later.
4 or 6 weeks later.
Damn.
You know what I mean? There was one time I came back from the UK and my phone didn't work while I was overseas. I get to LAX, I see all these angry text messages from my girl at the time. And so I was just like, nah, man, fuck this. I booked a flight to Japan, hopped on another tour.
That's crazy.
You know what I mean? That's how I was living.
Not that life, you living that life.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I'm getting fucked up on the plane everywhere. Nigga, you know how much damage I've done at airports and on planes?
Man, like that's that. I already know. Like I said, because from your music, me, like I said, I've heard a lot of your music. I've heard songs. Like I said, the Ride song is amazing. It's like you got a lot of songs that are like, they dive real deep into that culture, that drug and alcohol.
My songs were always made 100% for me.
Yeah, facts.
Like that was the only place in my life where I was really honest.
Yeah.
Because as an alcoholic and a drug addict, you can't be honest and still have friends and family supporting you.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
I know
so
exactly
you
what
live
you mean.
this life where there's always an angle to everything that you're saying. There's always some sort of slant.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's
and
crazy.
For me, I was doing a bunch of coke, so it was like I felt a level of like glamour to it. It's like, oh, at least I'm not smoking crack.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm doing some fancy shit.
Yeah, that's some rock star shit. Yeah,
I'm doing some rock star shit. And
yeah.
I was so, my entire identity was wrapped up in being this like self-destructive rock star nigga, and at least I'm doing coke and not crack.
Yeah.
Until I realized it's still pussy, even if it's doggy style. You
Yeah,
know what I mean?
yeah.
It's like it's still
Yeah.
this thing that's like fogging up my brain.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
know, yeah,
And
exactly.
I was it's like my career has been a blessing and a curse because I never had to do no other shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm
Yeah.
traveling around the world since I was in my young 20s. I've been around the world 8 times.
That's crazy.
Never once with a chaperone.
Yeah.
Never once with somebody telling me what
Yeah.
to do.
So you
it's like I'm in charge the whole
I'm living
time.
my motherfucking life the way I want to.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And especially if I'm on my own and I'm not with like a bigger artist,
Yeah, that's crazy.
then it's just
It's free fall. I can do
wild.
Nah, that's fucking dope, bro.
Wild.
That's that. Yeah, you know, I mean, real rock stars, real rebels, real, punks, however you want to call them.
Yeah.
That's a lifestyle that we engage in a lot. Because it's like all you pretty much know. It's all you
It's
pretty much.
the goal.
Yeah,
You know what I
it
mean?
is. Yeah, it is. It becomes like this thing where it's like, how almost scumbaggy can I get with still being dope?
You know, it was
literally.
for me, it was about failing upwards.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Like, fuck,
know what I
fuck
mean?
society. I'm everything I'm
Yeah.
not supposed to be, and steal myself and still dope. Yeah,
And
exactly.
That's the one thing for me, as far as like being an enemy of mine. I'm probably the last person you want to go against because I have literal no fear of failure.
Yeah,
It's like if I fail, that just means I'm closer to getting there.
that's crazy.
You know what I
To
mean?
look at it like that. Yeah, that's
I can't tell
dope.
you one successful person who, if you really ask them how they got there,
Mm-hmm.
it's not a minefield of fucking failures that they blew up on
Yeah.
the way. It's about being able to dust yourself off and keep moving towards that goal.
Nah,
you know what I mean?
that's real
so
shit.
it's like, I've definitely failed more than I've won, and I'll lose some more
Facts.
before I'm done type shit.
Facts. And we are gonna take losses, and
You know what I mean?
That's life. And like I said, you've lived and you only like 39, like something
Yeah.
like that. Yeah. So like I said, because I know just based off, the years and the internet and when you around the time you came out on the scene and stuff like that. So it's like, yeah, you still living, you still doing, you've done a lot most people will never do.
Well, I'm coming. I spent the last 10 years just coasting.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just for real.
Yeah.
Just coasting. Just like,
Nah,
okay, I got my little fan base here. I can, like, without my foot on the gas, it's like I'm still, 35, 40,000 monthly listeners.
Yeah.
Type shit.
Yeah.
And so
you got a cult base. Yeah.
right. And that is what made me talent can make you lazy as fuck.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
you
facts.
get to the point to where you feel so entitled because you talented and you ain't working as hard as the nigga who's whack. And the nigga who's whack passes you up because it's really the work.
Yeah.
It's not even the quality of work. The quality of work is what will give you some lasting power.
Yeah, facts,
but it
facts.
won't get you there.
Nah, facts. Yeah, I know exactly what you mean.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
why niggas is like,
The antics now and shit. Like, it's niggas don't make music no more.
nah, but then they come and go.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The coolest niggas are the niggas who are established and they got their own shit and they don't got to worry about nothing else anybody else is doing. You know what I mean? Those are the cool dudes, but the guys who cause the most friction usually are the guys who just like come and go.
Yeah, never have nothing really set in stone. Yeah.
Yeah, the guys just trying to create content or
Yeah,
whatever.
nah.
But there is a level that you got to play the game that I just wasn't willing to do
Yeah.
before.
Yeah.
But, I spent my 39th birthday in rehab. So I've been sober this whole. I don't even smoke weed no more.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Crazy.
Yeah, that's crazy coming from. Yeah, I know.
It's
yeah,
crazy. I started smoking weed when I was like 11.
So yeah, that's something.
You know what
that,
I mean?
Yeah.
I didn't even know that I wasn't gonna. I went to rehab to learn how to party like a gentleman.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. I found out I can't do that because I'm a fucking rock star.
Yeah, so yeah, it's not. It's no limit to. Yeah, I know what you mean.
At all.
There's no in
you know
between.
What I mean?
Yeah,
like I take one sip of alcohol, and I could put it down. But then I'd be like, okay, I took that one sip, so I can take two.
Yeah, I'm fucked up. I'm all the way in at this point.
Like, okay,
yeah,
I've taken two. Now I've proven I'm not an alcoholic, so I can take three. Next thing you know, I'm back in the fucking rehab.
Yeah, it's fucked up again. Yeah,
you know what I mean? And when I landed in rehab, I was like, how much more cliche can my life be? It's like sex, drugs, rock and roll, rehab.
Yeah,
they didn't tell me about the fucking rehab.
Yeah, this cycle is getting it's getting a little old at this point. Yeah,
Right. But for the most part, man, I'm just at a better place.
No, that's dope. That's good.
To where now I'm making music that's not just it's not just like for me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I never made it. So I didn't even give a fuck about
radio and stuff. Yeah, I know what you mean. I know what you mean.
Nothing like that.
Yeah.
So now to be able to see things with so much more clarity and to have something that I've lived a whole life. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you've been 8 times around the world.
Dude.
Yeah, come on, man. People ain't traveled up the street.
Man.
Yeah, so yeah, that's
And you want to know something about travel? Like world travel is traveling with your boys is one of the worst things you could do. For real, them niggas don't know how to act for shit.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah,
for shit.
I know what
like,
you mean.
you can always spot an American. Like foreigners can always spot Americans.
Like
it's
can
like, okay,
smell it.
Who's talking the loudest? Who is being the most obnoxious? Like Americans are the bully on the beach, kicking over other people's sandcastles.
Yeah, just they know it. You stick out like a sore thumb.
You know what I mean?
For sure.
And a real hood nigga.
Yeah, I'm about to say, especially
Yo,
on
a real
soul.
hood nigga. We'll be in motherfucking Japan. This nigga looking for McDonald's.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, like nigga.
No, man, I need a burger, bro. Like this shit ain't right. This shit ain't right.
Yeah, nigga
you know
trying
what I mean?
to.
You be around the fucking. They'll really be rolling out the red carpet for you because they want to show you their culture.
Yeah, they different. Yeah.
You know, niggas looking at the food.
Yeah, damn. That's on like, but that's what niggas accustomed to. I know what you mean though. Yeah, it represents you at the end of the day.
Right,
you know what I'm saying?
Right.
You know.
So then I started rolling solo. And that's when the madness really started.
That's crazy. Yeah, because now I'm like, so
now there ain't nobody like
to tell you, it's you. I'm free. I can do what the fuck I want. I mean, I'm grown, but now it's just like I'm in my head. I'm by myself. I'm in my thoughts. Yeah.
I don't know if you know anything about like a 12-step recovery program.
No.
But I'm on the stage where I'm making my amends, and god damn.
It's tough.
That list is long as hell. I've literally been making this list for probably a month.
That's crazy.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because then I'll reach out to somebody and they'll be like, oh, yeah, by the way, you ran up an $800 bill and then you bounced out on this nigga. I'm just like,
oh shit. Yeah. Like, it was wild
I can't
times.
move on to the next step till I take accountability for all of this mess that I've created, Mm-hmm. So I'm making an album as I'm working these steps, just trying to turn my mess into a message, like trying to make some sort of sense of the shit.
Yeah, for sure.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
Because I've really lived that complete behind the music
lifestyle.
You know what I mean?
It's,
if I had a voiceover, it'd be like, through the ashes of addiction, Johnny has arisen with a brand new album and perspective on life.
Yeah, that's dope. That's crazy because Rebelwood Out Applause, that's where you definitely, gained that cult fan base. That was were you signed at that time?
Yeah, I was signed to Green at that time, but I didn't drop the album until I left Green. I would say that my real cult following started, I dropped an album in 2013 called The Nothing. Mm-hmm. And that's when shit just went.
I seen that cover. It had like the monster on it or whatever. That was dope. I like even the Teddy Bear Massacre too. That's the latest album. Yeah, I love that artwork on there.
Yeah,
and some of the songs, it was dope. And it
thank you.
So with that whole, like, what's the meaning behind just like I like the creative name and the concept behind it.
So the nothing is what has been like haunting me my whole life. Because it doesn't matter what I accomplished, I still felt like shit.
Yeah.
You know what I
That's
mean?
crazy.
And I was like, okay, I'm gonna accomplish more. And there would still be this huge void.
That just feel,
Yeah. And so I would basically fill that void with, sex and drugs.
Yeah.
And alcohol. And what's crazy, and now in my sobriety, I can see that was the void.
Yeah.
It was like feeding it. It's like fuel on a fire.
Yeah, feeding the monster. Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so then when everything came crashing down, I can't even tell you how much money I spent, bro.
Ooh.
Like just up my nose and shots and
I can. Just buying bottles,
random trips. Man, there would be times I'd get a check and I'd just be like, hey, what's your rent? Well, how much would you make in 2 weeks? All right, here's the money. We going on the trip.
Yeah, that's crazy.
You know?
Yeah, like, really living though, but
so.
But the thing that I like about this space now is that it's turning into a place where you don't know who gonna walk through this mug. Like, look, we got you in here today. You never know who you gonna walk in here and bump into. You feel me?
The nothing was just like a reflection of that. It was very autobiographical. Then Teddy Bear Massacre, it's actually a trilogy. I haven't done the third one yet, but it's just basically about like that loss of innocence. You know what I mean? And it's like, but I did it myself. You know what I mean?
Yeah, nah,
like
that's dope. That's dope.
Self-loathing.
Yeah, it's like a perspective. Yeah, because I got like the whole teddy bear massacre. That's like when you think of a teddy bear, you think of like innocence, like not a kid in like an actual form, but just that innocent, your childhood. Just right. So it was like, I killed myself in a way. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, and it's like I slaughtered myself. I'm my biggest enemy.
Man, I tell you, bro, it's I've actually died 3 times. Right.
That's crazy. Like just
for real.
Actually
like
flatlining.
That's just heart giving out.
That's crazy.
You know what I mean? I didn't even really realize that's what happened until I went to rehab. And there's a doctor there. His name is Dr. Sledge. Right? That's his real name. He's not a band.
Yeah. He's
not a comic book villain.
Yeah, that's what he go by.
Dr. Sledge.
That's crazy. Yeah, he sounds like a villain.
Your heart gave out. And so I never went to the hospital. You know what I mean? And I just, I wasn't resuscitated. It was like I was resurrected.
That's crazy.
And like while I was in rehab, there was a guy who like my first day, my head are in my hands, and I'm just like, fuck, I'm in fucking rehab. Like, what the fuck? I'm crying, all this shit.
Yeah, this shit crazy.
You know what I mean? I'm just like devastated. And this dude comes up to me, and he was coming off of meth. That's what they say. What you're coming off of, whatever you're trying to kick. And he's like coming off of meth, and he's still got the
ticks, and
he's still
he's
got the
fucked
shit going
up.
on. You know what I mean? He comes up to me, and he's like, hands me a Sprite. And he's like, it's gonna be okay, bro. And then just like walks off.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
What
I'm
the
just
fuck?
like,
this is
that shit meant the world to me, bro.
This is crazy. Like,
I was like, those few simple words, it's gonna be okay.
Yeah.
Right?
And him telling you that at that.
And him telling me, right? So then I had a fan show up in rehab, and I'm there with like, it's just a bunch of way more famous people than me in this rehab.
Yeah, because you say, this was like the celebrity
and
one.
I'm still very much ego driven because I still hadn't like really detoxed or whatever. And I'm wanting these niggas to know, like, no, I'm somebody.
Yeah.
I'm somebody.
Yeah, like,
so then this fan of mine shows up. He's like, oh shit, Johnny Polygon, da 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 da. I was like, yeah.
Yeah, motherfuckers know me.
I started to take this dude around and try to like lead him into the conversation of like who I am. You know what I mean? I'm like, so what sort of music you listen to, man? Tell him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so I'm just like I'm trying to look like a good dude, but it's like for all the wrong reasons.
Yeah.
And then one day I just asked him, I was like, yo, man, did my music get you on drugs? And he's like,
yeah.
I mean,
basically.
You know what I mean?
That's crazy.
And that shit fucked with me.
That's crazy.
Fucked with me. Then one of the counselors was like Johnny, you are an egomaniac. You can't get it. This is in Tennessee. That's why I'm in this accent. He's like, you can't get anybody on drugs. He wanted to be on drugs himself. You know what your motherfucking problem is? Your problem is your fucking ego. You're a leader. And you have no idea where you're fucking going. Do not leave these boys in the darkness. And then just like walks off. I was just like, oh.
Yeah, like it's another shot. Yeah.
I mean, that's all rehab was just like
real
just
stab.
punches in the gut, stabs and all that sort of shit. And really stripping myself of this identity.
Yeah, that would be what an ego death would technically be, right?
Right.
Yeah.
So before I left, the same guy who brought me the Sprite, he's like, yo, Johnny, you got a motherfucking platform? Use it right. And walked off.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm on now. You know what I mean?
Nah, that's dope, man. And like I said, sobriety, I'm proud of you for that, you know, and it's just like a lot of rap nowadays, just to get back a little bit into Tulsa, just before we wrap it all up. And the music scene now is more, you know, shoot 'em up, bang, bang, bang. But, you know, it's also a lot of drugs, you know, heavily involved with, you know, cough syrup, lean, and pills, you know, at an all-time high. And, you know, cocaine, it done made a comeback. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, it done made a comeback.
Right.
So, you know, and, you know, definitely in Tulsa for a fact. So it's just like it's back and people indulge in this. And at this point, a lot of the music is definitely fueled by drugs. But it's just a bunch of gang culture. Yeah. You know, so, and it's just like, I would say your music was more like alternative, definitely like this like rock and roll alternative. Like we wouldn't really say hippie. It was more definitely like rock star. It's kind of like hipster in a way, but you know, it was like, you know, like a rebel. And a lot of people in Tulsa, that's not necessarily our sound. You know, like, you know, they would consider it more like just like, you know,
some other shit.
Yeah, you know, so it's just like, you know, you being based here, do you follow the music scene here at all?
I do to an extent. You know, I would say what got me back in Oklahoma was the pandemic. Because I was splitting my time between LA and New York for 15 years or so. Yeah. And so when I got back, there was a scene. You know what I mean?
Yeah, Tulsa,
very much like, you know,
it was way better than it's ever been.
It's crazy. Like there was actually rappers. You know, when I left, there was nothing downtown. Sound Pony wasn't even downtown. You know what I mean? Yeah. And I come back in town and like Steph owns downtown.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
He got like, fucking festivals. Yeah, all type of shit.
Which is incredible, and I think that it's great. I do check out anyone that I hear their name over and over. You know, I definitely check them out. Yeah, I think everybody has got their own voice and identity.
For sure.
I'm wondering what it's gonna
evolve into.
What it's gonna evolve into, because right now I feel like it's very incubated in Tulsa.
Definitely.
Like when I go outside
you don't hear
Tulsa, I don't hear nothing about nobody.
Facts.
You know what I mean? And that's not a shot at anybody.
No. This is real facts. Like, this is real facts.
It's the foundation is now here.
Yeah.
And one of the hardest things you can ever do is get your hometown behind you.
Facts.
You know what I mean?
Facts.
That's why niggas be like, nobody who's from where they came up still lives there.
I'm about to say they move or
they move. You know what I mean?
End up like, falling out with people. Yeah, just a bunch of bullshit that go on.
What Boosie say? He's like, niggas be hypnopatized
by hatred. Yeah, I'm so hypnotized by hatred. And
you know what I mean?
You know, facts. You know.
But I'm proud of everybody, man. And I think that once people get off the internet.
For sure.
You know what I mean?
For sure.
I think people are too concerned with followers over fans. You know?
Facts.
And I think that Tulsa has something to say, and I think that they got a lot of good people saying it.
Nah, definitely. And like with this show, like this is what we want to do is bring artists here.
Right.
And really, it's a Tulsa-based show, but you know, we want to put on for more than just Tulsa. You know, as far as seeing this, we want to put on for any city, you know, that want to come here and be a part of this. This is a culture with these podcasts and the way that stuff is now. And like I said, with you being based here and with you being who you are, like it's an honor for me to have you here.
Oh, thanks for having me. I'm proud of you guys. Man.
Thank you so much. And I definitely appreciate you. And it's just, it's honestly like amazing that we have come this far in Tulsa. I remember being a kid on Tumblr, remember just a lot of stuff. And like for me to be doing interviews, for you to be here, this is all full circle for me.
Right, cool.
And you know, it's bigger for me than a lot of people might think, you know what I'm saying? So like I said, I appreciate you for coming here. You got anything you want to, you know, shout out? I know you said a tour or something like that.
Yeah, so I'm going on this little tour in a couple weeks. When's this interview drop?
It normally come out, about say a couple of weeks maybe after.
Okay, so I'll probably be on tour while this is out. But next year, I got my album, The Program, coming out on my year sobriety date.
That's dope.
It documents my 12 steps of recovery. It'll be 12 songs based on the steps I've been taking. I'm gonna be doing a whole tour based on that. First the U.S. tour, then the world tour, more towards the fall of 2024. But until then, I'm just gonna be releasing music. I made a bunch of records with a lot of Tulsa cats that I've been like producing.
That's dope.
And writing with, and it's a record called Toxic Summer, so that'll be out sometime in December.
That's dope.
And yeah, man, I'm just living life one day at a time, and trying not to get drunk or high.
Nah, that's dope, man. Like I said, because I know people that definitely know who you are, especially people that are rooted in, you know, have knowledge of music here and stuff like that. Yeah, and like I said, me having this show, our demographic is, you know, diverse, you know, but it's mainly like a bunch of, you know, people that probably would have never heard your music initially. You know what I'm saying?
Hello, nice to meet y'all.
Exactly. So, like I said, if you want to get more in tune with them, obviously look them up. And like I said, I definitely appreciate you for coming here. We definitely gonna have more in the future. You know, like I said, Come Thru Tulsa, King Spencer, OG Nino, we out.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Me personally, like this is just me how I feel. Like I said,
OG.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Like I said.
I'm major in this game. Y'all just never know my name. OG.
Hey, yo, what's going down? It's your boy King Spence, and I just wanted to let you know that if you like the content that you've been seeing and you want to become a part of it, or you want to start your own podcast, call me. I want to help you. My number is 918-951-8236. Call me right now. All right, see you later.